Attention passionate New York Giants fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on New York Giants' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true New York Giants fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and New York Giants fans. Let's get to the news. The buzz in NFL circles right now is centered around some intriguing trade rumors involving the New York Giants and the Detroit Lions, specifically targeting a player who could significantly boost the Giants' offense. Rumors are swirling that the Giants are eyeing Amon-Ra St. Brown, the star wide receiver from Detroit, and there's talk that the Lions might be willing to part ways with him. The potential trade would involve a first-round pick and a rotational wide receiver, which is a bold move that could energize the Giants' offense significantly. This kind of shakeup could be exactly what the Giants need as they look to rebuild and climb back into playoff contention. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. Why would Detroit consider trading away a player who's been so productive? Well, the Lions are in a tricky cap situation, with just around $11 million in cap space, and they're also looking to extend key players like their star receiver Amon-Ra St. Brown, who is just 26 years old and having an incredible season. This year, St. Brown has been dominating on the field with over 102 receptions, around 320 yards and 10 touchdowns, making him one of the top-performing wideouts in the league according to PFF rankings. His yards after catch are elite, averaging about 6.5 yards per reception, and his overall grade sits at a stellar 92.0. For those who follow advanced stats, that's a level of production that's comparable to some of the best in the league. His route running is crisp and precise, 580 routes run so far this season, averaging 2.5 yards per route. Even with a minor hip injury in Week 12, which caused him to miss a game, he hasn't missed any other crucial contests, and he's proven to be incredibly durable. Over his career, he's accumulated nearly 800 receiving yards and 35 touchdowns across 70 games, with an EPA per target of plus 0.26 and a catch rate of 72%. His mastery in the slot is especially notable, an 80% success rate versus zone coverage, which makes him a matchup nightmare for defenses. The Lions, sitting at 9-4 and contending for the NFC North title, are facing a tough decision. Despite their success, they're tight against the cap and extending St. Brown could cost upwards of $30 million, which they're hesitant to do given their current financial constraints. Instead, they're prioritizing freeing up around $17 million to bolster their defensive line and secure RB Montgomery for the stretch run. Their defense has been solid, allowing about 21 points per game, but they know they need more firepower on offense, especially with Jared Goff leading an offense that's been good, but not great. This is where the Giants come into the picture. With a cap space of around $30 million, they're in a prime position to make a move. Adding St. Brown would be a game changer. Imagine pairing him with Wan'Dale Robinson, who already had a solid 650 yards in 2025 with an impressive PFF grade of 83.7. The duo could push the Giants' receiving core into elite territory, combining for over 200 yards, an increase from their current combined total of around 800 yards. This kind of upgrade would not only boost the passing game, but could also be a catalyst for a major leap in Daniel Jones's performance. His QBR currently sits at 78.5, but with a dynamic receiver like St. Brown, who is a true master of the slot and excels versus zone coverage, the offense could become much more efficient. Adding St. Brown would elevate the Giants' yards per game from about 190 to roughly 240, a significant jump that could turn more drives into points. The third down conversion rate could see a boost of around 14%, making the Giants more consistent and dangerous on offense. Don't forget Darius Slayton, who's also been dependable with a PFF grade of 82. Adding depth and experience to a receiving core that's starting to resemble some of the best in the league from the 2010s Steelers, who were known for their prolific WR units that could stretch the field and dominate in the red zone. And if you think about the impact of this potential move on the big picture, the Giants' Super Bowl odds would see a dramatic improvement. From around plus 20, 0 odds to a more respectable plus 9, 0, This kind of addition could be the difference maker in making a deep playoff run. Long-term models and betting lines see a roughly 10% increase in the Giants' chances to win games, especially with a key X-factor like St. Brown helping to unlock their offense against man coverage in critical playoff moments. This isn't just about adding another receiver. It's about transforming the Giants' entire offensive identity. St. Brown's explosiveness, route running, and ability to gain yards after the catch could lay the foundation for a new era of aerial attack that's been missing in East Rutherford for years. His presence would force defenses to respect the Giants' passing game, opening up lanes for Saquon Barkley and allowing Daniel Jones to operate with more confidence and efficiency. This potential upgrade could be the spark that pushes the Giants past their current limitations, especially as they aim to challenge the NFC powerhouses and make their way back to the postseason with realistic Super Bowl aspirations. Of course, there are always hurdles. The Lions have to weigh the cap implications, and the Giants have to decide if a first-round pick and a rotational receiver are worth the upgrade. But when you look at the potential upside, it's clear that such a move could be a game-changer. It's also worth noting that this kind of bold move aligns perfectly with the Giants' ongoing rebuild, where they're looking to add talent that can elevate the entire team. With Brian Daboll's offensive scheme and Daniel Jones's development, St. Brown could be the missing piece that transforms their passing attack from decent to elite. Thinking about the future, if this trade goes through, it could set a precedent for how the Giants approach their roster building in the coming years. Instead of incremental upgrades, they're looking at game-changing players who can immediately impact their chances of winning big. It's about creating a culture of winning, of taking bold steps when the opportunity presents itself. And in a division where the Eagles and Cowboys are always tough, having a reliable, explosive receiver like St. Brown could be the edge the Giants need to finally topple these rivals and establish themselves as serious contenders. That's what makes this rumor so exciting for Giants fans. It's not just about acquiring a talented receiver. It's about reshaping the offense, boosting the confidence of the entire team, and going all in on a potential Super Bowl push. If this move materializes, it would be a statement that the Giants are committed to competing at the highest level and willing to make bold moves to get there. The next few weeks will be crucial as trade discussions heat up, but one thing is for sure. If the Giants land Amon-Ra St. Brown, it's going to send shockwaves through the NFC East and beyond. The division might never be the same again. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YOUTUBE algorithm to keep recommending the latest New York Giants news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. Looking ahead, the Giants' front office is clearly eyeing big moves, and this trade possibility with St. Brown could be the catalyst that propels them into serious playoff contention. It's about more than just adding a receiver. It's about signaling to the entire league that the Giants are back, hungry for success, and willing to make bold plays to get there. With the NFC East as competitive as ever, standing out will require game-changing talent, and St. Brown might just be that player. Imagine the roar of MetLife Stadium when Daniel Jones hits him deep, or when he makes one of those acrobatic catches that leave defenders grasping at air. That's the kind of excitement and momentum a player like St. Brown could bring to the Giants roster. So fans, keep your eyes peeled. The coming weeks could see some of the most exciting developments in recent Giants history. This potential trade isn't just about upgrading the roster. It's about rewriting the narrative, about turning the page to a new chapter filled with hope, explosive plays, and a real shot at making noise in the postseason. The Giants have the cap space, the motivation, and now possibly the opportunity to make a splash that could define their season and beyond. The NFC East is about to get a lot more interesting, and Giants fans, you should be ready to cheer even louder. Because if this deal happens, it's going to be a game changer, a move that might be talked about for years to come. And now, New York Giants fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the New York Giants. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest New York Giants news.